again on another mission. It's your man King A.D.S. out here in the Inland Empire, Southern California. The sun is out again today. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, which was a nice change. You know what I'm saying? As the seasons move forward into their natural state of progressions in the fall, which I love this time of year as the leaves on the trees start to change and all that kind of stuff. And you have the fresh air feeling when you have like rains and things wash away a lot of, after the rain, how everything's kind of purified and things like that. But it's just a, nice time, nice change and everything. So I welcome that. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you were inside having your soup and everything like that. Is so strange, like how everything that we need sometime comes to us. And the reason I say that is because recently I did a job not that long ago where it was a big job, but at the end of that job, I ended up with a bunch of soup. Now, I could have kept that soup, but I didn't. I shared that with my neighbors and things like that. And so when the time came, yesterday, I was right on time. I was ready to go. I have my tomato soup that I already had. I have the cheese. I have the bread. If I want a grilled cheese, I had the soup. Whatever I needed, I had it, and it felt great. As I was sitting there enjoying that soup on a rainy day. So gotta have your rainy day food. I hope you guys got that in order too. Whatever helps get you through in your, and keep your vibe and your mood and everything like that. I'm back with another one. And as we say, as I'm starting to say now, we changing the algorithm. We doing it our way, supporting the things that we like to see, the people that we know and that are trying to do things their own way and make their own path and things like that. As we move into the future, it seems like a bit of that will be necessary, or at least the understanding thereof, right? Everybody, everything has a place. Everyone has a place in this world. It's all about the choice they want to make. So those things will be good. But yeah, man, being prepared, being ready to rock at in every way you can possibly, do it the best you can. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's crazy, but anyway, also moving forward, wanted to bring big shouts, to people out here in the IE, people out there in LA, OC, Long Beach, Diego, everywhere in Southern California, Northern California, peeps up in Oregon. Shouts to my daughter, shouts to her mama. You know what I'm saying? All those things. Just shouts to everybody on the West Coast, everybody in the Midwest, North, South, East Coast. Shouts to my Brooklyn peeps and family and everybody. And just shouts to everybody. Good vibes going out to everybody everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? I wanted to get that out there off top as well. Shouts to the Flourish and Prosper family. Shouts to the Blode family. Shouts to all the wonderful, talented people that I've met along the road. And most recently, shouts to Lightspeed and Sith, who I just seen recently. And then we had a nice little session. Hopefully you'll have some clips and little things to share from that coming up too, which I'll be happy to do, as there's a lot of material that needs a lot of stuff. So I got a lot of work to do, and it's no joke. So I'll have to be on it. I'll probably be putting up some more like visualizer stuff and things like that coming up too. So stay tuned, be on the lookout for those things as well. You know what I mean? I am King A.D.S. Like, subscribe if you're watching the video right now. If you tune in with me, you know what I mean? Drop a comment. I always love it. It's always welcome. And more about this, more of what I wanted to get on here today and get to, mentioning that we just, D'Angelo just checked out at the age of 51. That hits close to home for a guy like me, as seeing another creative check out so early in life. He's done so much, accomplished so much, influenced the sound and culture of both R&B and hip hop, was so unique. And like how other people were mentioning how he has like a church background and brought that kind of enriched spirit into the zone and made it a completely new mixture, hybrid of sound and inspiration. So much blessings, rest in greatness, and rest in peace to D'Angelo and D'Angelo's family. Big condolences and mad love going out to them, even though I say that because that's the kind of guy I am, even though I may not, they may never see this video, right? Let's be realistic, right? Also, while I'm on that note of thought and sentiment, Also long overdue. Well, I don't know if long overdue, but I always try to extend that love the best I can and hope the right people get the message at the same time. But also, I want to say big shouts to very close friends, family, that I've known for years, and that shouts to the Nava family. Who one of my closest friends, his mom passed away like last year, and so I just wanted to make sure that also that feeling, excuse me, I just wanted to make sure that sentiment is also expressed, while I'm doing this at the same time. But condolences and love and strength and support to anyone and everyone who has experienced loss or is going through loss or anything like that. We can never take any days for granted. And that's why I'm here doing the videos to try to connect with you, doing this, trying to put in the extra effort to make sure that I use my time and energy in the best way I can and share those feelings, share those experiences. Because after all of what we do is part of the journey and us learning along the way, getting to unlocking that better self, right? Like in becoming, hopefully becoming that version of our better selves. Um, but I definitely just wanted to make sure that I expressed that nothing can be taken for granted, and that's why I do what I do. I'm still making music. It may not be have been some of the most profitable things in my road or my path, but I've had a lot of great experiences, gone a lot of places, rocked a lot of stages, met a lot of great people, and shared a lot of great energy. And I want to continue to do that, as I feel that's part of what I'm here to do. I think it's communication when you get down to it as a whole, whether it be expression through music or visuals or sound, whichever way. And so that's why I continue to drop material. I hope that you guys check out all the material that I have to share with everybody, and I urge everyone out there that is creative or whatever way, whatever, like I always say, like whatever you're into, just don't hesitate. There's no time to waste. Drop that feeling. If D'Angelo would have ever waited to share that feeling with us, we would have had it. If for instance, the love that can be expressed between everyday people, if those things were never shared, they would never be had. So the choice is the one to make. You know what I mean? It's the right choice is the one to make, and that's to go forward being yourself and authentic, as we're getting into a world of knockoffs and fakes and copycats and cloud chasers and all kinds of things. Your genuine authenticity is going to become way more valued, as also was touched on before. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man, just let's move forward in that type of resonance together. You know what I mean? And and not falter and play into the narratives that ultimately get us to the point that we never wanted to see or never wanted to be in. You know what I mean? It's so tricky and so sleight of hand when you're dealing with a divisive time like such that we're living in now, right? So we have all these terminologies. Like there was a video I did earlier in the year. Everyone was talking about black fatigue, this fatigue, all kinds of fatigue. So I jumped in and I said, I was joking, but it was also has some truth to it, right? But I said I have idiot fatigue, right? We're always going to have degenerates from every culture and population. Most of this stuff has to do with socioeconomic standards and the behavioral patterns that follow that thereof, or also broken societies that share in the experience of slavery and oppression. So you'll find that all of these societies that share in that experience will have a chip on their shoulder. You'll see a lot of violence. You'll see a lot of what are you going to call it? Infidelity, a lot of different problems from the stresses and not knowing how to deal with unexpected situations. Maybe they're undereducated and never been exposed to the information that they've needed, so ill-equipped for the mission, and they know that, and that would be very stressful. A lot of people that you see now that are going through some unexpected scenarios with the feeling like the rug's been pulled out from them are developing chips on their shoulders and little habits and problems as well. And so it's not not like we don't have a thing that they're trying to push with a mental health crisis and epidemic and drug use and things like that, because it actually is happening. So to turn a blind eye to the same scenarios that have been taking place regardless of color would just be the weirdest thing ever. And so when it comes to those type of topics, anyone with half a brain or some scruples that actually studies things in sociological senses should know, just and psychological, should probably just back off of that without the complete narrative and the script the right way and truth with facts, and not just run with the emotions, which shows, as I've also touched on in older videos, the point of progression. Okay, I'm back. I ran out of space. Sorry about that. This is going to look interesting in the edit, but I'm back. And where I left off was talking about how if you realize a point of maturity if you're where you're at in your development, not just mentally but also emotionally. If you're coming across information and what you gather from it is only your emotions to run with, you haven't processed and digested all that information. Those type of things I've also touched on in earlier videos before, as I even experienced that as well. So I know that it's not just individual to one person or anything like that, but that also shows where a person can be on their journey. Does it still affect you so emotionally that you lose sight of all the information that's in there? Some facts are not pretty and they're ugly, but they're hard discussions to have, but they need to be had. So this whole time period is something that's almost unavoidable. But there are a lot of things that we've answered already, which is also kind of strange too. However, yeah, the point of emotional maturity and your intelligence, that maturity and everything like that has to come to a higher place. You know what I'm saying? You have to come to a greater understanding, so you're not so wrapped up in the pettiness of the scenario, but the big picture of the scenario. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm just gonna, this is just something, I think about from time to time. Not saying this is a fact or anything like that, but when you look at something like humans as a whole, and we see all these how easily things can be distorted, and everything, and you see how people can be misled, or let's just say, just like they like gaslight themselves or mislead themselves and get themselves into an emotional state and run with just the emotions versus the big picture, and only focus on things that are really ultimately in the end not going to help them or anyone else. But you start to wonder sometimes, well, I don't know if you, but I do. Let's just say it like that. Like, I'm not saying this is real, but I can't help but to think like this kind of sci-fi. But what are we? We are sci-fi pretty much. We exist. But here we go. Like, what if the majority of people are more like a carrier wave or like a filler substance almost, right? I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not taking anything away from people, but let's say there's an average, right? There's an average, like there is in most things, right? And then every once in a while, out of that average pops the next phase, right? The next phase. So only but so many things for the next phase will be produced, while we'll have a constant across the board all the time. Um, so it's because when I see things like this topic that people should know better about, and just like stay away from it unless there's more substance added across the board, it makes you wonder, like, is it just a bunch of, are we all monkeys doing monkey shit? You know what I'm saying? And that's why the world's bananas. You know what I mean? We just majority of us filler material that can't see the big picture or doesn't care to see the big picture, but we're there for genetic material to keep something going as everything is processed through the experience, and then we'll have this boop next version of the human 2.0, human 2.2, human 2.5, so on and so forth as we move forward, and we're just not seeing it. You know what I mean? But I also, also in those fun thoughts, I just crazy thoughts I like to have, but and toy around with, but also, um, like to, well, that's what it was. I almost forgot my train of thought there, but also, evolution is this a school? You know what I mean? Are we all evolving to become our better selves, a better version of anything that we have experienced? You know, our understanding of it, become a better version of it, including ourselves, what we're here to do, what we are, and what life is, and this process maybe to get us ready for some other level that some may like to express, that this is not the end, this is a phase, and then maybe you go to this next level and you'll be ready to rock, right? And I suppose that not every single type of energy would be able to fit into that space, right? You would probably go into some sort of allotted slot, like kind of like it is now. It would almost be getting you ready for something like that, you know, like the process continues, the constants across the board, right? But it would need the right pitch to match with. So like some people would be ready to rock, like some souls or whatever you want to call it, would be some energy would be ready to rock, and then some would be like, hey, you still doughy, you got to go back in the oven, right? You got to come back and go through the school again or whatever. But nevertheless, like that same type of process is, you know, the thing that leads us to the better understanding of things and answers, which is intelligence, by the way, is how much you can grasp, like how many topics you can comprehend, like how many things can you comprehend. So it's raw intelligence. And if you notice people not grasping some of these concepts, then possibly, just like other people have stated, perhaps like some of the IQ has reduced, which is scary. But nevertheless, you know what I mean, that's what I wanted to get on here and talk about, you know, for a little while, and just spark some thought as usual, other than just doing music, in a way to connect with you guys and, you know, bring something else to the table. But definitely hope you enjoyed this content. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, come connect with me. You know the MO. I'm King A.D.S. here in the Inland Empire. Music guy first and foremost. Check out the Almighty Grind. Check out Legacy Family. Check out, you know what I'm saying? Check out all the stuff I've done with Lightspeed. Check out all the stuff I've done with Qatar. Check out all the stuff I've done solo. Just check out everything. Check out the Flourish and Prosper fam. Check out MC Random. Check out Neb Love. Check everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Check everything out. I hope that you're checking everything in life out and it's bugging you out. I mean, like, you know, not in a bad way, but it's, you're getting your mind blown, you know what I'm saying, on the mission, and get new inspiration each and every time. And I hope that I can add to that. And man, to the next one. I love y'all. Stay up. Peace.